welcome. Scorpio, Page of Cups fell out. I'm just going to stop for a second though and say welcome to the channel. I'm going to do a whole kind of introduction video, so just be on the lookout for that, and I'll always have a poem up, so poem for Scorpio season will also be up as well. Yeah, and I just kind of want to get into the reading with you guys because it's your season. I'm starting this kind of midway through, but Page of Cups coming up is that there's a lot of offerings for you guys right now. 10 of Cups on the bottom, so there's a lot of offerings, and also in this place of wanting to spend your time and spend your emotion and spend your energy bank into things that are going to last a long time. You're looking for something that's going to stick around now. You don't want that wishy-washy, and your season has brought up, wow, King of Cups. Your season has brought up a lot, or always brings up a lot. It's, I think of it as like being in bath with like water, but like dirt too. So like things coming up, the dirt's coming up, the transparency that you guys bring, and the transparency, not only that about you guys, but there's this sultry that comes out in everything that you do. And a lot of this is being recognized now, not only by yourself, like you've known this, but it's like more apparent in the way that you see yourself. Maybe you like took a glance at yourself in the mirror recently and was just like, ooh, hey, I've missed you. It's been a while. Or you've been feeling that way for a little bit now. The Fool. 10 of Pentacles. Keep that out too. Got the Fool and 10 of Pentacles. Just so much goodness, so much thoughtfulness. You are thinking about who and how you want to spend your future. And it's not like, to me, you guys know how to do that. Like, you know how to do what you need to do for yourselves. There's a positive selfish tendency that you guys have. And I think it's important. So it's different than Aries, but it has an Aries-like quality to it in the sense that you are thinking about yourself, even when you're thinking about others. And I think that's important. Like the next sign after Libra, Libra turns into other. And Libras can be known for doing too much for others, or doing for others for themselves. So there's like this, that's like the unbalanced, or so to speak, or the parts of them that do that is how they can kind of negatively impact the way that they go about like giving to others. I mean, their positive impacts are great too, but just for the sake of seeing it from the sign before you, you do it in a way where it's, I'm thinking about me, but it's this emotional intelligence. It's like you ask questions in such a way sometimes where it's like, what? That was perfect. Like, I needed that question. It's like just by the questions that you can ask, or the being yourself, even in conversation with people that really see you and really, or you care enough about to relate to and like spend time with. The questions you ask are so potent and clear and like sharp in a way that helps people learn emotional intelligence. And I'll be talking about that a lot throughout the time that I do this and that you get to know me, because we're in a really big emotional evolution, and Scorpios are a really big part of that. And it's also death. So it's like, as much as like there's no real death showing up here, we still have to pull a couple more, but it's rebirth time for you especially. And you do so in such a fiery way. That's why, like, the Phoenix, you're known to have the Phoenix with you. the way you rise from your ashes with the fire isn't like a fire sign. It's obviously, there's a depth to it. It's like you see totally like, wow, that's transformation makes me cry. You move people as you do this, internally. I'm crying. It's been very emotional on my end of things. And then Knight of Wands. And there's love. Love in the way that you love. So going back to yourself and how when you give, there's this self-oriented part of you, but it's also, it's a part of how you love. It's like, of course you have to think about yourself in love. Of course it's about you in love. Of course, like, it's about you, but I'm gonna do it in this way where it's clear, concise, and maybe not a way you've been asked before or have felt love before, because you guys have a certain way of doing it. It's warming like a bath, and it's purifying, but it could also, it stings those unprepared, the venom, you know? High Priestess. And you have a way of sitting back like the High Priestess. So Knight of Wands and High Priestess is this knowing when you feel that energy, like when you have all of that energy that you've been, accurately looking at where and how you want to direct it in terms of what do you care enough about and who do you care enough about to be in your life to move on it and really take, like, it's a risk, but it's like the risk for the next 10 years of your life. It's the risk of the next decade. This foundation that you've built, and now you have this extra passion. Like, you guys are already, known to be one of the most passionate signs, if not the most. I would argue there's a few. It just depends on where you direct it, of course. The venom for you is knowing that you're going to be loved so much just as you love in relationship. Someone who is not going to just leave. And there's just so much love here and abundance in a way that is prosperous for you. And it has you sit back but move. It's just so Phoenix-like. And there's so much love. Loyalty, maturity. Especially in how you see yourself. Especially in how you relate to your worth. Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Emperor. You take your time with certain things, and I think that you've learned, and we've had Mars in Aries for a while, which is your ruling planet, and it will go direct on the 14th. You see how much you've put into your worth at this point, and you've had to learn from it in a certain way, and now you can confidently move forward with Mars and Aries without needing to say too much. That's where, like, the High Priestess comes in. You're doing it. You don't really need to say, because it's really coming out in your actions. Others will begin to speak to you differently. You're going to notice that. That's also this offering the cups of the cups, is like people are going to be speaking to you different because of how you've decided to shift. Your season for you makes you feel most like yourself because it is you. And you can see through everyone around you. Possibly, if you care. Like the Taurus full moon, it's a known thing that the veil is really thin. Well, it is. It's very thin. It's thin enough for you to see just by staring at someone. And people think they know you until they try to, pull some shady shit. And again, if you're a Scorpio that does that, then you might go along with it. But right now, it seems as though you've really taken your purification, your venom to yourself for a while now. And you're like, what do I actually want for myself? How do I actually want to move forward? And there's so much passion here for yourself. Very, very independent, yet, like, I do see partnership too. Someone who knows your worth. Someone who sees you and doesn't want to push you. And also supports you the way that Mars does. So it could be an Aries that comes into your life. We have the Fool and the Emperor here. And change, just lots of change occurring. Yeah. So paying attention to when you have the energy to move on stuff that will directly impact the next 10 years. That's the Fool, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. It's this knowing that you're gonna swim when you enter the water after jumping off the cliff. That you're not only gonna swim, but you're gonna be helped be carried by the current. It's not going to be, you don't want it to be fast and sharp. It's gonna be exactly the way it needs to be. The truck. And I just see lots of love, like you're going to connect. And if you're with someone, if you've been with someone, there's a renewing of something, a renewing of your love together. You could be doing, like renewing your vows if you're married, or doing something special for the two of you. And if it's been a long time coming, that there's someone coming into your life after a long time, and you've known them, and there's this different like vibe to it. Just know that it will work the way it needs to. The Knight of Wands, the High Priestess, is like it's moving in its time, and you need to sit back and still see yourself and be with this part of yourself, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, where you've put so much work into yourself. And you've really sat and looked at these parts of yourself that are now ready to move forward. And by November 13th, 14th, you'll feel even more confident about moving forward. It will be so easy for you. As long as you do what you need, keep doing what you need to do. And don't be afraid to say how you feel. Again, to the people you actually care about. And watch how others begin to treat you after this month, and as this month continues. I feel so much like it feels mature, it feels like savvy, and yeah, I'm here for it. Thank you so much. I'll be doing more things as we go along. My name is Susan, Contemporary Mystic. You can catch me on Instagram as well. I'm just beginning to start to put more stuff out there. So stay connected as things keep moving. And you guys, really, I love you guys. You make my heart just, whew, so much.
So I did this and then realized something, so I'm redoing this part of everything, of the reading. The Page of Cups and King of Cups, the Page of Cups, Ten of Cups, King of Cups is about, it definitely is about partnership, but it's also about you seeing how much energy and effective energy and influential energy that you put into yourself and how quickly you become the person who is ready, who's prepared, emotionally, who is stable, who understands this receptivity differently. And it's also someone coming into your life, showing up, maybe first looking like the Page of Cups, and then over the course of exchange or time or getting to know this person, or even quickly, they become the King of Cups in your eyes and in your heart and in what you see in them. And they show it to you. They offer that to you. In a very, I just feel like it's a very gentle manner. And then the Ten of Cups being this mutual give and take, this mutual vision of what you want your life to be. And like I said before, it could be someone coming back into your life after a certain amount of time. That could be happening, though it, for most of you, it probably will be a new thing, something that you've been imagining and thinking about is your future and what you want for your future. And like I said before, that you're not wanting what doesn't stick anymore. And the more honest you are with yourself about that, the more honest life can also honestly and transparently give you that thing. The Fool is taking that emotional risk with yourself and knowing that you're not leaving behind what you're building, you're adding to what you're building. You're adding to the tens here. These tens have been very strong. And you're adding to your energy. I think I explained it, but I'm going to explain it a little bit better. I was tripping over my words a little bit yesterday when I first pulled this. You guys have a way of knowing how to be selfish with your energy, where it's good for other people. Like, you understand emotionally, like, if I show up in this way, it will affect people around me, and I know how strong it is. And you're learning how strong that is because, so essentially I see Scorpios as having this electricity about them because water meets light to create electricity, right? It's fire and water. It's you. So it's this electric way of learning how you work. And you've been able to sit back and really see how much energy you can expend when you really take care of yourself in a way that is both good for your mind and your emotions. And when you do that, it brings forth so much more accuracy in what you're going for, because you guys are a passionate sign, and you guys, there's not only passion, but you see things in a certain way, and the emotion along with it, if it's not being received on the other end, then it's easier for you to walk away. And this is that balance between feeling when the energy is high and when you need to go with it to create this, And then also when you need to sit back. And sitting back is really important, especially in terms of seeing yourself. So it's seeing yourself in the way that you have put this energy into yourself. You have become so worthy of what you want and desire from a partner and from life. And you've put that work in. And now it's time to really put down and to let the energy flow and see who comes along. And what's supporting you. Who's supporting you? Who's there with you, next to you? Like, your head straight forward. It's not like you need them to be there, but you do. You need people to see you the way you see people. We all need that. And that may just be me. I don't want to put that on you. Though it's important. And this Mars energy, this Emperor is coming out really strong. So it could be Aries energy again. But it's this strong, confident part of yourself that is now able to make really clear decisions about yourself. And not even decisions, you're moving, you're going. It's not like you need to say much. There's not a lot of saying much here. It's more of like, I see, I sit back, I have the energy now, I go. And by the 14th, 13th, 14th, I keep forgetting when Mars goes direct. I think it's the 14th. You're going to feel that confidence boost up more. The energy in yourself boost up even more. So letting yourself see what you've done is really important. Reflecting in this time of how far you've come. So many tens. How far you've come. How far there's still left to go, for sure. Though understanding that this is an important time to see you for who you really are. To see yourself for who you really are. And the moon last weekend probably showed you a lot. So allowing yourself to be seen as you really are by those who are worthy. By those you choose. By the ones that choose to see you. The video will be named See Yourself As You Are. In your season you get to. The warm love and energy that you are. That can be like lightning and venom to some people. But you get it this time. You get how to use it wisely, and how to put it into what it is that you're going for. And it's beautiful. So yeah, love, but remembering who you are. I love you.